Gray hair happens when your hair follicles lose melanin, the pigment that gives your hair color. If your hair is turning white at a younger age, it could be caused by genetics or an underlying health condition. Melanin is a characteristic shade that decides the shade of your hair. At the point when the creation of this shade dials back, hair becomes dim or gray. Which job does melanin play in our hair? Melanin decides the shade of hair, your hair not entirely settled by the kind and measure of melanin in your hair. Hereditary qualities assume an enormous part where sort of melanin you're brought into the world with. The two kinds of melanin you might have are eumelanins, give hair dull varieties, pheomelanins, give hair light tones. Melanin influences hair tone as you age. Melanin goes through critical pigmentation changes all through an individual's life. As such, your hair tone doesn't remain a similar variety. To this end, a light kid might turn out to be more like a brunette in their high schooler and grown-up years. Obscuring of variety can likewise be affected by outer elements, like poisons, contaminations, and environment. The easing back of melanin creation is just a piece of maturing. Melanin additionally influences hair essentialness. Melanin dialing back doesn't simply influence the color of the hair. It likewise influences hair's essentialness. For sure, melanin assumes a defensive part. Bigger amounts of eumelanin safeguard hair against elevated degrees of openness to the sun and its undesirable results, for example, drying out and fragility. Therefore, gray hairs, which are without any trace of melanin, frequently have a dry, fragile surface. Is graying of hair normal? It's normal for your hair to change as you progress in years. As a more youthful individual, perhaps you had a full head of brown, dark, red, or light hair. Now that you're more established, you might see diminishing in specific region of your head, or your hair might transform from its unique tone to dark or white. Your body has hair follicles, which are little sacs that line skin cells. Hair follicles have color cells known as melanin. These cells give your hair its tone. Be that as it may, over the long haul, hair follicles can lose color, bringing about gray hair. What causes gray hair at a young age? Gray hair is more recognizable in individuals with a hazier hair tone. Albeit white hair is normal for maturing, dreary hair strands can show up at whatever stage in life, even while you're still in secondary everyday schedule. In the event that you're a teen or in your 20s, you could find at least one strands of white hair. There could be ways of re-establishing pigmentation, however it relies upon the reason. Here are normal reasons for untimely white hair. First cause of gray hair is genetics. Your cosmetics assumes a major part in when or on the other hand on the off chance that you foster gray hair. Assuming you notice white hair at an early age, almost certainly, your folks or grandparents likewise had turning gray, or white hair at an early age. You can't change hereditary qualities. Be that as it may, if you could do without the manner in which your gray hair looks, you can constantly variety your hair. Second cause is stress. Everybody manages pressure now and again. The results of ongoing pressure can include rest issues, uneasiness, change in hunger, hypertension. Stress can likewise influence your hair. A review tracked down an association among stress and an exhaustion of immature microorganisms in the hair follicles of mice. So, in the event that you've seen an ascent in your number of white strands, stress may be the guilty party. Third cause is autoimmune disease. An immune system sickness can likewise cause untimely gray hair. This is the point at which the body's resistant framework goes after its own cells. Because of alopecia and vitiligo, the resistant framework can go after hair and cause loss of shade. Fourth cause of gray hair is thyroid disorder. Hormonal changes brought about by a thyroid issue like hyperthyroidism or hypothyroidism may likewise be liable for untimely gray hair. The thyroid is a butterfly-formed organ situated at the foundation of your neck. It helps control many physical processes like digestion. The well-being of your thyroid can likewise impact the shade of your hair. An overactive or underactive thyroid can make your body produce less melanin. Fifth cause of gray hair is vitamin B12 inadequacy. Gray hair at an early age can likewise show a vitamin B12 lack. This nutrient assumes a significant part in your body. It gives you energy. In addition to it adds to sound hair development and hair tone. A vitamin B12 inadequacy is related with a condition called poisonous pallor, which is the point at which your body can't ingest enough of this nutrient. Your body needs vitamin B12 for sound red platelets, which convey oxygen to cells in your body, including hair cells. A lack can debilitate hair cells and influence melanin creation. Sixth cause of gray hair is smoking. There's likewise a connection between untimely gray hair and smoking. One investigation of 107 subjects tracked down an association between the beginning of silver hair before the age of 30 and cigarette smoking. It's notable that smoking cigarettes builds the gamble for cellular breakdown in the lungs and coronary illness. The drawn-out impacts, be that as it may, can go past the heart and lungs and influence hair. Smoking contracts veins, which can decrease bloodstream to hair follicles and cause balding. Also, poisons in cigarettes can harm portions of your body, including your hair follicles, causing early white hair. Can gray hair be prevented? The capacity to switch or forestall gray hair relies upon the reason. If the reason is genetics, there is nothing you can do to forestall or for all time switch the variety change. On the off chance that you suspect a medical condition, counsel a specialist to check whether a fundamental condition is liable for gray hair. On the off chance that you treat the basic medical condition, pigmentation might return, however there are no certifications. As per a review, if a thyroid issue causes white hair, repigmentation might happen after chemical treatment. Making vitamin B12 efforts or pills to address an inadequacy may likewise work on the well-being of hair follicles and return your regular tone. On the off chance that white hair happens because of stress or smoking, there isn't proof to help the arrival of pigmentation after stopping smoking or decreasing pressure. Why hair can't get back to its unique variety after becoming gray. A few supplement shortfalls and medical issue might cause untimely silver hair, yet it's difficult to re-establish regular tone on the off chance that it's brought about by hereditary qualities or maturing. Changes in nutrition might help slow turning gray, assuming lacks are the main driver. As you age, losing melanin in your hair is regular. As a matter of fact, it's assessed that the chances of your hair becoming dim increment up to 20% every 10 years after you hit your 30s. Certain individuals see grays apiece sooner because of well-being and hereditary qualities. There's a great deal of deception about recovering your normal hair variety whenever it's begun becoming dim or white. Why you can't change the shade of your hair if the reason is hereditary. At its center, hair is normally white. Melanin is liable for the shade of hair you're brought into the world with, which depends on hereditary qualities. Your hair follicles contain the cell's melanin utilizations to make the colors, which join with protein keratins. Melanin misfortune in hair is normally happening, particularly after your 30s. However, the exact pace of hair variety misfortune is to a great extent directed by your qualities. If your folks experienced untimely turning gray, odds are good that you might see something similar. When your hair follicles lose melanin, they can't create it all alone. As melanin creation eases back, your hair becomes dim and afterward white when melanin creation has totally halted. When it's possible to treat gray hair. Untimely gray hair before your 20s and 30s is generally normally inherited. Notwithstanding, it's conceivable that specific wholesome lacks and basic ailments could contribute. Converse with a specialist about the accompanying prospects. First condition you can treat is nutritional deficiency. If you eat a balanced diet, chances are that your gray hairs aren't linked to any nutritional deficiencies. If you have inadequate nutrition in your diet, it could influence melanin creation in your hair follicles. Vitamin B12 is the most widely recognized guilty party, with folate, copper, and iron inadequacies expanding your gamble. As well, dietary enhancements might help these inadequacies and you could see your regular hair variety begin to recover following half a month. In any case, You ought to check with your primary care physician prior to purchasing any enhancements. They will run blood tests to check whether you really need them. Taking enhancements to treat silver hair won't work, except if you have a diagnosed nutritional deficiency. You can also treat your gray hair when you have any underlying health conditions. And timely turning gray hair could likewise be connected to specific ailments, including vitiligo, thyroid illness, alopecia areata. Chemical vacillations can likewise assume a part in turning gray hair. Overseeing such ailments could, in principle, assist with re-establishing melanin and your normal hair variety over the long haul. How to slow the onset of gray hair. Except if you have a lack of fundamental dietary or ailment, there's not an obvious way you can forestall turning gray hair, in essence. Nonetheless, there might be a few cures you can attempt to assist with easing back the beginning. Overseeing pressure, as stress chemicals can hinder melanin creation in the hair follicles. Stopping smoking, which can be troublesome, yet a specialist can think of an end plan that works for you. Keeping up with your weight. Decreasing your openness to synthetic substances and contamination. Shielding your hair from the sun by wearing caps and scarves. What you can do if you do not like gray hair. On the off chance that melanin misfortunes in your hair are because of hereditary qualities, it's basically impossible to switch them. To allow your hair to become dim, you can converse with a hair specialist about choices, including super durable and semi-long-lasting colors. Root cleanup powders and creams may likewise work if you're attempting to veil a couple of grays. Normal hair colors are different choices to consider keeping away from potential hair harm presented by business items. Conceivable outcomes incorporate henna and gooseberry. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe my channel and press the bell icon.